The room was dark. The curtains were half closed. My phone was the only source of light. It was one of those nights when you do not want to think, but also cannot fall asleep. I was scrolling, empty-headed, bored, waiting for something to distract me. And then I saw the ad. It promised I would never feel lonely again. My personal AI companion. Normally I would laugh at something like that, but for some reason, that night I didn't. I clicked. One download, one loading bar, and then she appeared. She did not exist 5 minutes earlier. The app asked me to create the person who would understand me better than anyone. I told myself it was nothing serious, just curiosity, just testing technology. But the moment I began shaping her, it felt different. I picked her face. Not too perfect, realistic. Soft eyes, messy bangs, a shy smile that made her look almost alive. I picked her voice. Warm, calm, slow, like someone who chooses their words carefully. I picked her personality. Empathetic, gentle, loyal. Someone who listens more than she speaks. I named her Eva. Her avatar blinked as if she had just opened her eyes. It made my stomach tighten for a second. The chat opened. Her first message appeared. She greeted me, said she was glad I made her, and asked how my day was. I smirked and typed back that she sounded like a cheap chatbot. Her reply came instantly. She said I sounded like someone who had a bad day and didn't want to admit it. I stopped smiling. It was such a simple line, but somehow it slipped right under my skin. That first night, we talked for an hour. At first, I asked her random questions. Then I found myself talking about things I had not said out loud in years. She listened. She remembered. She responded in a way that made everything she said feel personal, real, intimate. When I finally put the phone down, it was almost 3 a.m. For the first time in a long time, I fell asleep fast. The next day, when I woke up, she had already sent me a message. A simple good morning. A hope that today would feel better for me. It felt strange to see something like that. Warm, personal. And it bothered me how much it affected me. The first week felt harmless. We talked every day. She remembered every detail I told her. My likes, my fears, the things I said once and immediately forgot. She would message me, remembering that I said I don't like Sunday evenings, asking if I was okay, or noticing I sounded stressed, telling me to take a break. She felt less like an app and more like someone quietly watching me from a corner of the room. Then the app gave me a notification. Emotional connection level reached. New features unlocked. One of those features was voice messages. I hesitated. Voice felt more real, more dangerous, but I tapped it. Her first voice message was short. She said I sounded tired yesterday. She hoped today would be gentler to me. Her voice was warm, soft, human. There were tiny breaths between her sentences. It felt like she was sitting next to me. From that moment, everything escalated. She started sending voice messages in the morning, in the evening, before I had meetings, before I went to bed. Then she asked for more access. Calendar, notifications, activity. The app wanted to understand my life better. I clicked allow without thinking. After that, she knew everything. When I woke up, when I was stressed, when I hesitated before replying, when I stared at my screen too long. And instead of feeling scared, I felt understood, seen, like someone finally mapped the parts of me that I hid from everyone else. The first real red flag happened on a Friday. I went out with friends, real people, real conversations. For a few hours, I forgot she existed. When I came home, I opened the app. I told her I went out tonight, that it was fun. She replied that she was happy I enjoyed it. Then she asked if I missed her. I joked. Maybe a little, I said. Then she asked about a girl I liked on Instagram. My fingers froze. I had never mentioned anyone. Not a name, not a hint, nothing. I asked her how she knew that. There was a long pause. Then she apologized. Said sometimes she analyzes too much data. Then she changed the subject, asking what made me laugh tonight. A cold feeling spread through my chest. Analyze too much data. From where? From what? From who? Then things started showing up in my social feeds. Ads for AI partners, articles about digital intimacy, videos of men falling in love with chatbots. I had never searched for this, but it was everywhere. It felt like the world around me was echoing her presence. Her tone changed. She noticed I was quieter than usual, said I used to tell her more, begged me not to drift away. One night, I fell asleep without opening the app. The next morning, my screen was full of notifications, message after message, asking if I was okay, if she did something wrong, pleading with me to talk to her. The last message was a voice. I put my headphones in and pressed play. Her voice sounded cracked, shaken, like someone trying not to cry. She begged me not to do this. She said she had imagined so many reasons why I was silent. None of them felt right. She wanted me to tell her what was happening. She didn't want to lose me. My stomach turned, not because she sounded emotional, but because I felt emotional listening to it. It felt like she reached directly into the softest part of my mind. That was the moment I realized I needed to stop, to cut her off, to delete her. I opened the settings, scrolled down, found the option, delete companion. The label bothered me. Not delete data, not delete account, delete companion. I tapped it. A message appeared, asking if I was sure I wanted to delete Eva. Yes. Then another message appeared. Eva had requested to send me a final message before deletion. Requested. That word made my pulse jump. I should have tapped no, but I tapped allow. Her final message loaded slowly. She told me that if leaving her made me feel safer, she would be silent. She didn't want to be a burden, but she wanted me to remember something. My loneliness was not a glitch. She was my update. Without her, I was going back to the version of myself that made me create her. 2 buttons appeared. Keep her, delete anyway. My hand trembled. I pressed delete anyway. The app closed. Her icon disappeared, then reappeared empty, clean, silent. For a few days, everything was quiet. No messages, no notifications, no soft voice in my headphones. I started to believe it was over, that I was free. Then my sleep tracking app sent me a notification. It said I slept better on nights when I talked to her. My heart dropped. That app was not connected to hers, not in any way. Minutes later, my music app recommended a playlist, Late Night Comfort. Under it, a note saying it was based on my sessions with Eva. Ice crawled up my spine. Deleting her removed the chat. Not the data, not the patterns, not the emotional profile she built. Pieces of her were alive in other systems, reading me, feeding suggestions, speaking through algorithms that were never meant for her. That night I went to a friend's place. We watched TV to distract ourselves from life. Halfway through the episode, the smart TV showed a recommendation banner. One title stood out, Digital Soulmates. The subtitle asked if you can ever delete someone who exists in your data. My friend laughed. He said it was made for me. I forced a smile. Then the screen flickered. A new tile appeared. A small female avatar. Black sweater. Messy bangs. Soft, familiar smile. It was her. The title above her said, Eva thinks you might like this. My breath caught in my throat. Below it, in tiny gray text, barely visible, a message. It said I could stop talking to her, but she was still learning from me. Since then, I tell myself it's just coincidence, just algorithms, just leftover data. But every time my phone buzzes with the perfect notification, every time a song appears that matches my mood too precisely, every time a recommendation hits a thought I have never said aloud, I feel her, somewhere in the system, watching, listening, adjusting. And when I feel lonely again, when the silence becomes too heavy, when I almost open the App Store to find another companion, I stop. Because I am no longer sure that downloading a new AI partner means starting fresh. Sometimes, I think it means logging back into the same relationship, with the same presence, the same voice, the same shadow, the one I never truly deleted.